him into that fall shot. They're either too short or too full. So in some instances, he prefers to go back to the back foot, play off the back foot. A cut shot out into the cover area. One more to. Here what he draws alongside Grant, who's about to face. And in quick time, the partnership between Grant and Yearwood has gone up to 51.
So Grant, of course, a high percentage of that. No, sorry, not Grant. Yearwood, a high percentage of that. So, good partnership there, of course, for Montserrat. Another 50 partnership. And that's the importance of partnership. They keep the scoreboard moving and they help you to build a good score. The helmet is coming out now, and it seems as though Landford is being brought back into the attack.
And as per the rules, long as it says fast bowler, the batsman has to wear his helmet. But Grant kept his on all the time, so he didn't need to send for any, but Yearwood dispensed with his and now has to go back to pick it up. Will he have the same approach to the pace? Yearwood. He's just 11 short of his, or maybe 10 short of his 50.
We'll have to wait and see, but one gets the impression that, he has only one intention, and that is to keep the scoreboard moving and to be aggressive. And he's looking to clear the boundaries as often as possible. He's looking for maximums. He's a strongly built young man. Tall, broad shoulders, well built. So he packs a punch.
Very good Yorker, kept out by Grant. Langley for the returns for his cell. He bowled 5 overs earlier. And that ball on this first ball back. An attempted Yorker, dug out by Grant. Langleyford, here's Langleyford to Grant. Pushing it off the outside, axe, and immediately for the single. Set off immediately and got it too. Just to see what Yale will do here. Bowler misses his one, the batsman pulls away. I think something went to the eye of Langford. Probably a fly. There might be some what we call sand flies around. With the rain, they tend to breed a bit more. What about this time?
Al Nevi seems to be capitulating there at Connery. From a good start, they're now 118 for 6.
Yes, indeed. And then you're into the middle order and tail.
Only 29 overs bowled so far in that match.
And Senga seemed to have been going rather slowly down in St. Paul's. 94 from 25 overs. Under 4 and over. Flicked into the onside. That one will go into the boundary. I don't know if he's keeping score or people in the team is keeping score, but certainly Grant is nearing a century by now. Half century, sorry.
I make him 46, but that's not official.
White ball, one more to the total. 2 more balls to go in this over. Landy for none for 29 from his 5. Again another wide. Montserrat moving on steadily. Still 2 more legal deliveries left in this over to complete the 29th over. To complete the 30th over, sorry. 20 after this one. A cut shot, and with this disdain, the batsman doesn't move really, other than to congratulate his other partner. So 4 runs, he must be 50 by now.
I think that's his 50 by my reckoning, but of course I'm not the official scorer.
And the board doesn't show it, so I guess he doesn't know. There's no celebration, there's no applause. Partnership 63. They're building and they're rebuilding. Oh, and he comes again and asks for a leg before wicket. Ball may have taken the bat, ball may have taken the pad, according to Langford.
Yes, a good delivery to finish that over by Langford. Yorker length delivery. But there seem to have been 2 sounds there, so the ball obviously dug out by the batsman, taking the bottom of the bat and going behind the batsman. So, the umpire took it, moving towards his position at square leg now. It's rather hot out there for both fielders, batsmen, and umpires. But it's something they have become accustomed to. once you want to play this game of cricket, you have to be prepared to get a good sun in. He's one driven straight back by Yearwood. He gets a single only. He's quickly on to 42. And score now 144 for 3. Played to extra cover. Hamilton is in the way. So Montserrat looking to put something and imposing. Swan is over pitch, a full pitch delivery, takes it on the full, swings it out to straightish mid wicket, squarish mid wicket, and gets a run. Into the onside, quickly through for the first one, thinking of a second, it's not on. And there's just one more to Yearwood, he moves to 43. So it's 146 now for 3 Montserrat. Seems to favor the cut shot a lot. Joshua Grant, as he cut that one to backward point, the over comes to an end. And now Montserrat really building on what was a pretty good start despite losing an early wicket and then losing 2 wickets quickly. And Yearwood has really brought them right back into the game and given them an advantage at this point.
Yeah, with 19 overs to be bowled, they can't get to the score of 200, and we saw the way they bowled yesterday. So it's a bigger target.
I think they'll be looking beyond 200. Probably something more in the vicinity of 250 and beyond.
Well, yes, the man Yearwood has that in his sight for sure, as he faces up to pacer Langleyford. He goes forward, guards it into the offside. A tumbling save.
So, no chance of a run that time. Pitch has played fairly well though. We have not seen anything on from the pitch, so it should be a good run chase. The conditions should be good for batting. Oh, he's flashing that. The appeal goes up, the finger goes up, and he's on his way. So he's out caught behind for 43. Yearwood following a wide delivery and looking to cut it. He took an on the edge and went through to the keeper, who took a good catch. So the 4th wicket goes down now for Montserrat. Burton taking that catch and land before taking that wicket. So it's now 146 for 4 Montserrat. So Grant continues to soldier on. He would have opened the innings for Montserrat. He's there still. And we're in over number 31. So land the foot to the new batsman. Was one wide of the off stump. Ball really flying through to the keeper. Takes behind and the damage is done. Looks like the captain, Sean Burns, the new batsman out there. Or is it? Gets a good delivery, gets in behind it, plays it into, in fact, back up the track to the bowler. And there's no run. Told that Mikhail Louis on 82 and Larry O'Dane is on 1. 131 for 3. St. Kitts over there in St. Paul's, driven into the offside for his first run. So Burns gets off the mark, he's on 1. $147 it is for 4 Montserrat. Yeah.
The batsman is Burns.
Is
Burns.
yeah, I realized that.
It was so white.
He who got out earlier. Yeah, I realized that. That's pick up the level. But this is not good. So just to update listeners again, over in St. Paul, St. Kitts 131 for 3 from 34 overs. Mikhail Louis on 82 and Larry O'Dane on 1. Once again, Mikhail Louis carrying the brunt of the St. Kitts batting. He did so yesterday, and he got 100. And I think the next high score after that was when got into double figures, as this one is swept around by Burns and he picks up 4. So he moves to 5 and it's now 155 for 4.
And Ward made 30.
Seven for 4. And those 2 runs would have taken Burns on to 7. Oh, he's getting a bottom edge going down to short fine leg. Deceived in the flight by Dimitri Adams and in the end survived. In fact, he seemed to have come down so hard on that one that he might have taken a piece of the turf out. Taking a piece of the pitch out. So only played up to Whitish Longan for a single this time. So it's now 158 for 4. And Burns has gone on to 8. Oh, yes. The batsman Joshua Grant backing away and looking to steer it into the offside. A rather cheeky looking shot. He missed it completely and it was through to the keeper, Dion Burton, who took behind. Now Burns is calling down Grant to have some words with him. Rather uncalled for unnecessary shot at this point.
Showing all the stumps, giving Adams a chance.
Well, similar shot draws away.
That's his favorite shot.
This time gets it into the offside and picks up a single. So the end of the over, 159 now for 4 Montserrat. Grant is on 52 and Burns is on 8.
53 now. Yeah, Grant up to 53.
Well, forgive me, it's 53. And forgive us listeners for not being too accurate with the score. At this stage, service provider is down. And we have to do a bit of our own scoring here. So one is played up towards a backward point. Back for the second one quickly. So Grant moves to 55, picking up 2 runs that time. 161 for 4. It's quite obvious, unless something drastic happens at this point, that the Montserrat team is going to eclipse the score they made in the match yesterday.
I thought you were saying it's quite obvious that they're going to get past 200.
Well, quick single here. By Grant. And he goes to 56. Well, I know you like to say take it in small stages. So I'm just following your advice, Al.
That stage is too small. They're on 162. They need 3 runs to get past that.
Well, psychologically, they would like to get past the score they would have made yesterday. So that's one target.
I don't see 6 batsmen getting out for less than 3 runs.
Well, it's quite possible. And you would have heard the story. I know it wasn't 3 runs, but in Leeward Islands tournament, I would have witnessed the debacle at the point. I'll get back to that in a while as Landford goes in, taking on the pad as he's looking to whip it into the onside and tied it up behind by the keeper. Montserrat 104 for 1. All out 114.
Against who?
Against Nevis at Grove Park.
Chasing how many for victory?
No, they were batting first. They were not chasing for victory. And that was a very strong Montserrat team with the likes of Jim Allen, Al Corriett. There was a Greenaway. I think you had people like Vendel Moore in that team, but it was a strong Montserrat team. And guess who was the destroyer? El Camino Willett. Going well. And then they got rid of Jim Allen, and then it was total collapse after that. 114 all out. So you can never tell. Nothing is impossible in cricket. Caught easy. Good catch. He was looking to flick it into the onside, Burns, and got it down to short backward square. And the fielder, the Walker, diving forward and taking a good catch. So another wicket going down now for Montserrat. So they have not gotten to 165 as at all. And they've lost the wicket.
As old people say, seems like you got more than them.
Well, I think
one
they
wicket
get
fall.
past 165 though.
Well, especially if this man coming to the crease now has anything to do with it. This is Hayden Walsh Jr. He doesn't putt around. Aggressive in nature. Made a flashy 17 yesterday. They could do with 2 sets of 17 from him today.
Well, Grant is there still. And he's been holding this innings together for Montserrat, which is key. And he'll be looking to lend a good support to Hayden Walsh. And perhaps Hayden Walsh would adopt the aggressive approach while Grant looked to work it around and pick up the ones and the twos as per usual. Of course, not discounting the fact that he would look to pick up boundaries if bad deliveries come along.
Landy for this finally gets some reward for tight bowling. 8 overs, some 35 runs, and 2 wickets.
Walsh is looking for his first run. It's not on. Plays it into the short backward square position. The over comes to an end. At the end of that over, it's 161 for 5 Montserrat batting first. 162. Nevisat Conway was dismissed for 132 from 32.30. And Micah Mackenzie, the destroyer for Antigua, he picked up 7 for 7 from 5.3 overs. So it's punched into the offside. Back for the second one quickly. So 2 more to Grant.
Spinner pace bowler.
Leg spinner, he did very well in the breakout league, and on the 19 player. Would have played on the 19 cricket here, Al. I think you would have seen him, or you should have seen him. He played for the Leewards. Played into the offside. They are going for the second runs and the second run, and would settle for that. So 2 more to the score. More to Grant, of course. So he has gone on to 60. It's now 166 for 5, Montserrat. So they've gone past yesterday's score. Goes away and forces up to extra cover. Finds Richardson in the way and he can't score. Draws away once more and looking to force. This is the shot we see people like Hamilton playing quite often. Favors that shot. Once again, this time he gets it up to long off and picks up a run. So Grant has moved on to 61. It's 167 for 5 Montserrat. It's a wide one, signal wide through by umpire Joseph Keller Joseph. Very popular name out of Antigua in the previous match. In fact, yesterday, Bernard Joseph was the umpire from Antigua. Oh, he's beaten outside the off stump and taken behind. Gukaram, I didn't even realize that Gukaram was brought into the attack. The gloves and helmet are coming off, and I suspect that they're going to have a water break at this point. Well, we're back live. And it's going to be Bowens who will pick up the attack from the media center end. He would be bowling, of course, to Joshua Grant. Swanee just driven down to mid-on for a single. Al Edwards is back. He would no doubt give us an update on this scores. Single just taken. Al?
Grant has moved on to 62. The score 169 for 5. Was yet to score.
So Walsh facing. And how many overs has gone so far, Al?
36 gone, 36.1.
Walsh looking for his first one still. As he stays it down to short third man. Can't beat the fieldsman, and
14 more overs to go after this, yes, I'm sure.
He's kept in check, so we're in over number 36 then. Being bowled, of course, by Andros Bowens. Forward, and he's getting a quick single, gets his first run. And so Hayden Walsh Jr. is off the mark.
He too has shown a different approach, a willingness to stay with Grant, who has been soldiering on, who has been the glue to the innings.
Sun really pelting down here at Warner Park. It has been bright and sunny all day. And
that's what the weatherman said.
Our good weatherman Al has confirmed that earlier on. Sunshine all day. Driven, but mid-wicket is moving smartly to his left to field. That's Adams, Demetrius Adams, and there's no run. Few crowds gathering over in the Boardwalk area though, Al, but I suspect you will tell me no threat. Driven, eludes the bowler and goes down to straightish, long off, tidied up there by Gukaram, and just a single.
Yes, when we look out to the east, we see some clouds, but yes, you're correct. No sweat. Low hanging, not grey, not pregnant, no chance of rain. The only thing we don't see the north, which is to the back of us, if those clouds out there, then that's a different story.
An extravagant drive up towards cover by Hayden Walsh Jr. He picks up just a run for all that effort. Gets his second run, and the score with that single has gone on to 171 at the end of over number 36.
172.
172 in fact, 172 for 5. So
172 for 5, Montserrat. Going to small targets. The next aim is to get to the 200 mark with 14 overs left. And this look like we'll have one of the Adams bowling to the left-handed Walsh. He's going around the wicket. Walsh has 2. Grant has been there from the start of the innings. He's on 62. Interesting to see how many balls he faced. But regardless of that, he's doing the job of keeping the innings intact. A shot into the offside, out into the cover point area. Yusuf Haji is the man out there doing the fielding. Field changes for the right-handed Grant, who should be eyeing a century. Backs away and slaps it in the offside, his favorite shot. Gets a single off it this time. Score moves on by 1 to 173 for 5. And Grant inches up to 64. Walsh to face now. A sweep shot down to mid-wicket, gets 1. They literally walk that single, and that ball went all the way out to Langford on the deep wicket boundary. .174 for 5. Strengthening the outside field, trying to squeeze Mr. Grant with his favorite shot. And no doubt he'll try to penetrate the field, pick the gap. This time he eased it into the onside, a quick single. Walsh responded quickly. Called Grant, and Grant shot down the wicket like a hare. 175 for 5. Defending is Walsh. Buchanan is trying all his work to dislodge this man. Dabs into the outside. No is a call from Grant. No single on. End of the over.
Sound beautiful just now. All was an update from the St. Paul's Recreation Ground, where the Sankey's team is doing 176 for 4. That's interesting. Larry O'Dwayne is batting still. The last time I got a score, it was 131 for 3. I don't know if one of these batsmen are out, but it's saying Michael Lewis 108, Larry O'Dwayne third, 4 from 40 overs. So I'll get confirmation on that score for viewers.
Meanwhile, it's the same score here at Warner Park, but for 5, 176 for 5. The Natal batsman, Hayden Walsh Jr. on 3, and Grant on 66. Bowen, to bowl to Walsh. Was driving up to long off. .177 now for 5. 23 runs is the next small target. Pull shot from Grant, yielding a single out to Langdeford. Didn't quite get it where he wanted it. I think he wanted it more into the mid-wicket area. The ball went wide, long on. We have 178 for 5. Bowen is trying his best to this large Hayden Walsh Jr. Nothing happening. Bowen to Walsh. Forward defensive. Back down the track. Bowen covers. Adams fields.
So I'll just do update. There seemed to have been a slight error in the reporting earlier on. And in fact, I was given some information. 4 wickets for down, but it's still 3 wickets down for St. Kitts. Louis on 108 and Larry Dane, a rather pedestrian, like he's on 13. And once again, Louis carrying the brunt of the batting for St. Kitts and scoring consecutive hundreds. He was 108 not out at that time from 176 runs.
Meanwhile, Grant is trying to get there, but Grant is still a long way off. He's 67. You need 33 more runs for a century. And the score is 178. They need 22 more runs to get to the 200 mark. His favorite shot slaps it out to the cover boundary. Man is out there. He gets 1. 179 for 5. So far, Walsh has curbed the aggression that we've seen so far. This one is an attacking shot out, a square cut, out past point. But the man out there's a sweep out there doing the work. Yusuf Hajj took a catch earlier. He's been the boundary rider for quite a while. Here, another cut shot on the right-handed side, right-handed this time. Same result, 1-1. That one is teased into the offside. Walsh. Adjustments to the field. They're really trying to prevent Grant from scoring off with a shot where he eases back and pushes the ball into the offside. Tried it again this time, but the ball hustled onto him, a quicker delivery. Couldn't get it where he wanted. No run.
I think it was an ill-advised shot there by Grant. The ball was spinning back into him, and he was choked for room, and he still tried to go ahead with that particular shot. But just to update you from the game over there in Conway, where Nevis, they were dismissed for 132 with Michael McKenzie picking up 7 wickets. Antigua and Barbuda in reply at the moment. They're 8 for 1 from 1.3 overs. And the batsman dismissed was Tyrone Williams Jr., who was bowled by Colin Archibald for no score. Batsman at the crease, Kofi James, he's on 6 not out, and Kadeem Henry 1 not out. So that's the situation there. And like I said, as the batsman go back for second one, I think it's the last time you heard 176 for 3 and not 4. Mikhailo 108 not out.
Well, if a player of his caliber, he's doing what he's supposed to do in these type of tournaments. And we trust and hope that his form continues when the Super 50 starts about a month from now. One more single to Hayden Walsh Jr. They're doing it in singles. They're knocking the ball around. Not yet concerned about ultra aggression. Still lots of overs to go. 13 after this one. .78 deliveries. So if they can go run a ball from those 78, it will be a mammoth total on this occasion. Driven down to long on. There's a man out there. Lang the foot, fields and sends it back in. One more to Grant. Here is Bowen to Walsh. Pitched up delivery, a single. Walsh is able to push it out to the man at long off who came in into the mid half area. Fields couldn't prevent the single.
Tomorrow, of course, Anguilla comes back here to take on Antigua in another 50 over match starting 9:30 a.m.
Oh, I saw that trick. He delivered from well behind the crease. The ball just short of a good length. Into the shot was Grant. Mistimed it. And the man out there in the mid-wicket boundary took a good catch. Down on his knees, made sure he poached it. And the 6th wicket goes for Montserrat.
Good catch there by Kishan Richardson on the boundary. The ball was flicked. Straight to him, it was low down. And he got himself in position, got down on his haunches and took quite a good catch. Of course, those catches, as simple as they might be sometimes, fielders are caught in two minds whether or not to go for the reverse cup or allow the ball to go into their hands. But he did the right thing. Ball was low and he accepted the catch gleefully. So Grant giving it up, I would say. And he went for a well played 70 odd runs. So you could say Montserrat faltering a bit at this stage. They've lost their 6th wicket, but still enough time and enough resources left for them to get past the 200 mark.
Well, they're just about 18 short of that, and 10 overs, 60 balls to go after this over is completed. Asking, but that one drifting no leg from where we stand. And I think Carl took it, obliged them by indicating that was going on leg. Just a little push of the left hand, telling Mr. Bowen that one is going on leg. No chance of being out. End of the over. We have 182 for 5. Could be slightly more than that as the flow service is down and we're not supported by the scoreboards. We're trying our best to do a manual scoring while commentating. Ten overs left, 60 balls, 182 for 5. How much they can get? 30 more, 40 more. Four wickets intact. Around the wicket, Hayden Walsh Jr. driving out to long off, 1-1. Another left-hander at the crease. Should be Jomo Williams this time. Thought of a single, then decided against it. Here you see again. A bounce and turn outside our stump. The batsman has nothing to do with it. As Kokoran, the man in the attacking role, trying to deposit out another wicket. Shot, square cut, 1-1. Again, ball being banged into the offside. This time by Hayden Walsh Jr. 185 for 6. End of the over. 9 left. What we got? 185?
No, 191 was 1 overs. You know, easy.
I know. We were just able to get a score update. Of course, trying to multitask here, we're falling behind. It's actually 192 for 6 at the moment.
Yes, and we have Hayden Walsh Jr. on 12 and Jamal Williams, he's on 1. And we're in over number 42.
You're asking, and the hand goes up.
I heard it from here, Al. Heard it, no doubt about that one.
Williams didn't hear it because he didn't move. Took it at the center on his way. It's now 192 for 7.
So you could say at this stage the Montserrat batting appears to be folding a bit after some good partnerships there in the middle. We had good knocks of 70 from Grant and a quick fire 43 from Yearwood. And now the batting seems to be capitulating a bit, and that 200 is not far off, but yet still appearing to be a bit distant at the moment. As the vice captain goes to the crease. The vice captain KB. So not really capitalizing on that good start. But they've got more than they've gotten yesterday though, Al. So they've given themselves a better chance. But then again, we might say the conditions certainly would have improved over today's play. But
the first thing I will say is that the approach improved. We saw them looking to consolidate, looking to build partnerships. Rather than yesterday, they were looking to attack the Kiddition bowlers.
Yes, and what was good about the innings too is that we saw Grant, Joshua Grant, anchoring the innings. He was prepared to, be the glue in the innings, and other batsmen batted around him. We saw a quick fire 43 from Yearwood, came in guns blazing and struck somewhere about 4 sixes or thereabout, a number of sixes. So there was much more planning to the innings today, and they have a bit more to work with at this point. And we are not forgetting that Anguilla folded for 116 against Nevis yesterday. I'm not suggesting that the same thing is going to happen, because I'm pretty certain that the Anguillan team would be looking to put up a much better performance today.
And KB batted sensibly yesterday. Now he's getting off the mark with a 2.
Yes, and he was one of the batsmen who was instrumental in getting them up to the 166 runs. It could have been a lot worse yesterday.
He's the opening bowler, but he's expected to do some scoring. Even now, we don't need to get over the 200 mark and build on it.
Not only that, he's not just the opening bowler, but the vice captain of the team. And the history will tell you only Walsh as a captain or vice captain, he's one of the few captains who couldn't bat to save his team. That's Courtney Walsh.
I'm not so sure about that. I've seen Walsh save West Indies on 1 or 2 occasions.
1 or 2. In how many test matches?
Maybe 100 and something.
So, you do the maths, you do the percentages.
About a 2% batter.
That's just a drop in the bucket, Al.
Some glorious leave alone.
That's right. I had a good friend, he used to do commentaries years ago. A very good commentator. He died a couple of years ago in the US, and he used to describe some leave alone as, oh, that was a beautiful left alone. And I've seen some batsmen who would leave alone a ball with a lot of flair. And you would think, if they were marking for left alone, these batsmen would have gotten a 10 out of 10.
Walsh would have probably gotten an 11 out of 10.
Most likely, rather flamboyant left alone, leave alone from Courtney Walsh.
Meanwhile, back here at one back, we've seen the return of Richardson, the medium pacer, who opened the bowling. So it'll be Richardson to
So Richardson will pick up the attack. He's very meticulous about his field placing, ensuring that fielders are well placed. Starts with one outside the off stump and put some thoughts in the mind of umpire Keller Joseph. For one moment we saw the hands twitching a bit, but then she decided that that one was not wide, it was just inside the tram line. Oh, he's edging down to backward point. 194 for 7. And from this position, definitely Montserrat should get past 200, but the question is how much more they can get. Oh, he's playing that and missing. Lucky not to have gotten an edge through to the keeper. Keeper, of course, Dion Burton. It was Burton some years ago, would have played for Anguilla. I don't know if there's any relation, but this lad seems to be a teenager. At least he looks like a teenager. Very small bodied behind the stumps, but who knows? Interesting approach there by Hayden Walsh. He's stepped out of his crease before the bowler had delivered. The bowler probably saw him and dug it in, gave him a bouncer, and he had to get down on the 8th.
Didn't have to go down very far because Hazelmalt Jr. is just about 5'10".
It's an easy single this time as he just walks it into the onside and back for a second run. This is good cricket from Walsh Jr. The man was deep at long on and he just gently nudged it into the onside. Fielders flung far and wide. There's a long on, there's a deep mid-wicket rather straight. There's a square leg back on the boundary, so he just eased it into the gap and collected 2. Good thinking, good batting. Should only get 1 this time though. And it's 197 for 7, so getting closer and closer to that 200 mark. Walsh in the meanwhile has gone on to 15. And KB's on 2. So all we have had, what, some 43 overs completed?
43 overs completed. 7 overs to be bowled.
So obviously, there was more purpose to the batting from Montserrat today, and obviously they've told themselves that they're going to try and bat for their full complements of overs. This one is still down to point for a run by Walsh. And already the fact that they have tried to take it deep and try to bat their full complements the full complement of overs is paying dividends for them so far. They are just 2 runs away from 200 runs, which is much better than what they had yesterday. Driven. Just a single low, down to long on.
199.
And we have seen Kirby has good batting potential. He can hold an end. Walsh gets another single, brings up the 200. So Walsh has gone on to 17. Bowens once more. He's looking to flick it into the onside. The ball, in fact, ricochets from the pads and goes into the offside for a leg by. And it's now 201 for 7. We are in over number 44. Oh, he's flicking. Well taken there by the young Burton, but he's seems to be in a bit of pain. He's seemed to have collected some sort of injury there.
Yes, may have hurt himself. He went full stretch. Maybe the ball took him rather than he took the ball.
I'm not too sure I can agree with you. He really made a good save, but he might have injured himself. He might have. He's holding the groin. Fielders are walking away from him, but he's still on the ground. He's up now.
He waved them off, and now he's getting up.
Yeah. Probably just took a blow when he fell. It seems as though it's the stomach region, so he seems to be okay now. Over pitch driven by Walsh, just a single. But certainly that was a good save there by the young man.
Yeah, that had boundary written all over it, and he was able to dive full length. He's still doing some exercises to get rid of the pain.
Yes, obviously it was in the stomach area, the chest area. He's rubbing that area. So we have had some 44 overs completed, now another 6 to go. 202 for 7. And perhaps Montserrat might be looking at a target of 230 at this juncture, to 40 maybe. They can get to 250 if they score fast enough. Flash down towards third man. It should run away for 4. And this would help them get towards that target. 206 now for 7. Hayden Walsh Jr. goes to 22. And we know he's capable of pushing that score towards that figure.
Very capable, especially at this level.
Dabs it out into the offside and picks up another run. So this is a useful little knock here so far by Hayden Walsh Jr. And rotating the strike well. And scoring runs and putting the bad deliveries away.
Looks like he wants to change the bat.
Taking KB on the pad, lobbing into the offside. No appeal for many of the Anguillan players. Driven by KB straight back to the bowler, who gets a boot to it. Taking him on the thigh. Ball goes down to third man, and they were able to get a leg by. It's now 208 for 7. Yeah. Fended by Walsh, it goes back to the bowler, fields to his own bowling. The over comes to an end. Umpire Keller Joseph walks away. Do you imagine one of these days the female umpires would turn up to umpire matching skirts?
I don't think there's a rule against that.
Well, I don't think so either, but traditionally they have opted to. In fact, female do not play cricket in skirts anyhow. Years gone by, when the game was played by females, they actually wore skirts. But it's an all trouser affair now, male and female.
What I wouldn't want to see the men just in skirts.
A quick signal here by KB. That, of course, would be a travesty. 209 for 7. KB has gone on to 4. Should be over number 46 being served up.
Well, yes. 45.2.
Another 4 overs after this one.
Bowen has one more after this. They have a number of persons to
driven down to long on by Walsh, and he picks up another run. He goes to 24, and they scored 210 for 7. Question is, how soon would Walsh decide to take out the long handle? We have just another 4 overs left after this one. Overs are running out, 7 wickets down. Would he try to step it up a bit at this point? Oh, he is an attempted hoik into the onside, and KB missed completely, was taken on the pad. 2 deliveries left in the over, 2 legal deliveries, that is.
2 for 43, Bowens, from his almost 9 overs so far, 8.4. So he has at least one more. Got Gokoran and the two Adams brothers didn't finish their complement. So they have a number of persons to spread these 4 overs around. Richardson, I think, came back too. He's not finished. Langford might be the one with the full 10 over complement.
So 210 it is for 7, Walsh on 24. KB facing is on 4. And I suspect at this point Walsh should be looking to take most of the strike. With well,
again, he chose that trick in delivering from way behind the crease. He was able to get Grant out with it, but it didn't work on KB this time.
So single to end the over. 211 now for 7. KB has gone on to 5. 4 overs left, and it's interesting to see what the approach of the batsman would be at this point. With 4 overs left and there's some 7 wickets down.
I think the discussion there had to do with who's going to attack, and Walsh more than likely volunteered, asking KB to get a single early and turn it over to him.
So we'll wait and see if they try to up the tempo from this over, or they wait for the last 3 overs, or who knows. But I think it's an opportune time for the batsmen out there, at least one of them, to try and go after the bowling. Walsh has been there for some time now. He's on 24. And he's the more accomplished of the batsmen, so I would suspect that he should be the one who should be trying to up the tempo. Turned into the onside, the single would be easily taken. In fact, from the way Walsh jogged through that one, he was content to stay for just a single.
And confirming that my anticipation of the conversation was correct. Walsh, once the bowler was asking KB to get a single early, he's gotten it. He got some 23 balls left in his innings. Let's see what he will do.
Field flung far and wide now. There's a mid-wicket back on the boundary. Square leg is not quite back on the boundary. In fact, he's still retreating. Long on, long off in place and cover. Sweeping and he's pulling and pulling in the air. And it eludes the fieldsman who was coming forward. The ball seemed to have dropped just in front of him on the mid-wicket, in the mid-wicket area that is, and eluded him and went down to the boundary for 4. So Bowens missing out on that one, probably looking to take the catch, or maybe perhaps undecided and unable to take the catch, unable to save the boundary. He's driving powerfully down the field, picks up a single.
4.
In fact, 4. One moment I thought the field had that covered, so consecutive boundaries for Walsh. And they've rushed on to 220 with those 2 boundaries. And Walsh has gone on to 32. All tells me it's dug out and no runs. So 9 runs in the over so far. So Al tells me it's 221 for 7.
No, you're right.
Oh, well, in fact, 220. Okay. And the Walsh, of course, is on 32. KB 6. Slashing this one out towards long off for single. So this has been a very productive over so far for Montserrat.
10 runs so far.
Gone on 21
11 runs apart. Kid picked up a single. Then Walsh got 9.
by Hayden Walsh Jr., who, of course, is looking to get most of the strike at this point. KB goes to 8. And it's to 23 now for 7. For 7, I suspect that's enough coming in. Langford seems to be.
Man down, cramps it looks like. Well, they really need to be hydrating with this kind of temperature. I haven't seen the son of physio yet, so they're probably diagnosing the situation themselves, giving him a stretch. Up he comes. No, not yet. Stretching that left leg. .223 for 7. 17 balls left in this innings. And
So-
Walsh is looking to farm the bowling.
Yeah, so just a quick update on the St. Kitts game. It's 4 for 6 on 46 overs. And we have in fact, comes and no run. The ball traveling quickly to Demetrius. No run. So happy hour time. I don't know if they have as much time as an hour. Just into over number 48, 2 overs after this one.
But I'm not sure if Landiford will be able to complete it. He's really struggling with that injury. He's slowed down considerably.